really is amazing to see John McCain complaining about the media. I mean, this guy has spent the last 15 years cultivating the press. He built his entire career on good relations with the press. He didn't build it on passing lots of legislation. It was his careful courting of journalists that got him to where he is today. He understands reporters better than anybody does, any other politician. He has gotten better coverage than any other politician has for years and years. And now it seemed like all it took was a couple of days' worth of tough questioning of his running mate to send him and his campaign into this spiral of whining about how the press isn't being fair to him. It's really, truly something to see. I never thought I would see John McCain complaining about the media.
Well, that's why I asked you that, because he's had such a great time with them. When a little bit of turbulence comes his way, he seemed to have no wiggle room there. He went immediately angry. He blew off Larry King for this interview that Tucker Bounds did with Campbell Brown, which we're about to watch right now, and we'll talk about it after we roll the clip. If we have that clip, let's please run it.
I'm just trying to get someone from the campaign to explain to me what foreign policy experience she has, or what qualifications she has that would allow her to be ready to be commander-in-chief if something should happen to Senator McCain.
Well,
That's
Campbell,
a fair
let me be
question,
clear. I don't
it?
think there should be any problem explaining her experience. She has executive state level experience. She's been in public office reforming Washington. She's been in executive office longer and more in a more effective sense than Barack Obama's been in the United States Senate. She's been the commander of the National Guard of the Alaska National Guard
Tucker,
that's been deployed overseas. That's foreign policy experience.
All right, just give me, Tucker, sorry, just if I can interrupt for 1 second. Commander, because I've heard you guys say this a lot. Can you just tell me one decision that she made as commander-in-chief of the Alaska National Guard? Just one.
Yeah, she has made any decision she has made as the commander of the National Guard that's deployed overseas is more of a decision than Barack Obama has been making as he's been running for president for the last 2 years.
Give me an example of one of those decisions. I'm just curious, just one decision she made in her capacity as commander-in-chief of the National Guard.
Campbell, certainly you don't mean to belittle every experience, every judgment that she makes as commander of the National Guard.
I'm belittling nothing. I just want to know one judgment or one decision.
Well,
I would love to know what one decision was. I'm not belittling anything, Tucker. I'm really not. I'm curious.
It is just my opinion, but I thought Campbell Brown was very tolerant of the evasive nature of Mr. Bounds. And Mr. McCain said that Ms. Brown was out of bounds with Mr. Bounds. Hey, I'm funny. Paul, if that's how he's going to react, by blowing off Larry King for that little bit, I think there's way rougher waves that are to come in the next few weeks before election. How do you think he's going to handle that?
So.
Yeah, well,
I would certainly hope that they'll get that kind of tough question. What we saw there was Campbell Brown.
Well, if his recourse is to blow off Larry King just for that, where can he go from there?
I'm not really sure. I mean, what we saw there was Campbell Brown actually doing what a journalist is supposed to do.
Absolutely.
I mean, here you had a campaign spokesman who was serving up to her a load of spin, and she did what we would hope journalists would do, which is say, hold on a second, this is spin, can you actually tell me the truth?
And she was polite about it.
For that, they treated it as though she had committed some kind of terrible sin, stepped out of the bounds of what has become the norm of behavior, which is that we deliver the spin to you, and then you just write it down and you put it in your newspaper or on your television show. Well, that's not the kind of journalism that actually serves the public. Maybe it is the kind of journalism that the McCain campaign has gotten used to and a lot of the public has gotten used to, but it's not what journalism ought to be. So when Campbell Brown actually did what a journalist was supposed to, they were appalled. And their response was to sort of, stick their fingers in their ears and say, I'm not going to talk to Larry King, I'm not listening. It was quite unusual, and what's really unusual is the fact that we find it so unusual that somebody, a reporter for a cable news network, would actually do that when it's what every reporter should be doing every single day.